The YunQue from Sheik Mainland is such a refreshing kit. I honestly had a blast building and posing this one. Today we're going to do a deep dive into the straight build right off the box. I'm actually enjoying this design so much that I'm already planning a second one specifically for customization and mods, but for now, let's see what makes this bird fly. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited for today's video. We're putting this great looking kit to the test to see if it actually lives up to the hype. Let's open the box. We're starting off with a total of 15 runners. This is a serious amount of plastic for a 1:144 scale kit. Right off the bat, the surface detail is impressive. You can see the crisp panel lines and mechanical bits. I can already tell these parts are going to pop beautifully with just a bit of ink. The YunQue also includes a dedicated sheet of water slide decals. No stickers for this bad boy, which is a huge win in my book. The manual isn't translated into English, but don't let that scare you. The diagrams are clean and very easy to follow. Now, let's get to some snipping. I've built a few third-party Mecha kits before, and I'm always impressed by the thought behind the nub placement. Even at this smaller scale, almost every nub is undergated or hidden behind other armor pieces. I only had to sand and polish a handful of spots. For everything else, a clean snip and a quick shave with the hobby knife was all it took. The assembly itself is incredibly straightforward. Everything clicked into place perfectly, making this a surprisingly great choice for beginners looking to step away from Bandai for a moment. It even features a full inner frame. While it might not be quite as complex as a Bandai real grade, it definitely sits in a tier far above your standard high grade. Let's now take a closer look at the anatomy of this kit. The head. Sharp and aggressive profile. I love the single antenna on the side. The chest. Reminds me of a plain nose, which I think is appropriate for this kit. Great details also around the neck. Waist and hips. We have two distinct parts, very thin, that will give the model that nimble look. Here we have a lot of spikes, a bit of a staple of Chinese-made kits. The legs. I actually love how chunky they are compared to the rest of the body. You'll see in the final result what I mean. And finally, the star of the show, the backpack. Just look at the massive wingspan. It gives the silhouette so much presence. Let's snap it all together. The joints are quite stiff, which is exactly what I was hoping for. While the armor is ABS, the connection points are made of POM, a high-strength, low-friction plastic. The trade-off is that it requires a bit of strength to press the joints together, but it ensures the kit won't become a floppy mess over time. I didn't need to sand a single peg, just a little extra muscle did the trick. And here we have the finished silhouette. It's sleek, nimble, and that wing backpack is just top. Now the ultimate question. Is this a hand grenade? I've been giving it a pretty rigorous shake test, and I'm pleasantly surprised. Not a single piece fell off, and the limbs stayed exactly where I set them. Those POM joints are doing their job. But don't worry, it's not a pain to pose. With a bit of firm, steady pressure, the joints move right where you want them. I want to give a quick shout out to the hands. They're made of a softer ABS, and you get 3 pairs: closed fists, expressive open palms, and weapon holding hands. Because of that slight flexibility, you can slide the beam saber hilt for a secure grip without any stress. As for the rifle, the handle actually opens up, allowing the hand to slot in effortlessly. If you've ever had a tiny 1:144 hand explode while trying to force a weapon in, you'll know why I love this design choice so much. Let's talk movement. We have a ball joint on the head, with a good tilt and a full 360 degrees rotation. The shoulders features an outward extension, letting the arms cross the chest for those dynamic sword poses. On the torso we have a double ball joint in the waist that provides a solid AB crunch and a decent backward lean. The legs can pull off a full 180 degrees side split and have a massive range of motion to the rear. You can practically fold this model in half. The wings. These are on a 180 degrees pivot, letting you style them for flight or high-speed maneuvers. So, what's the verdict? I'm a huge fan of this design. It's sleek, aggressive, and feels like a breath of fresh air compared to your standard Gunpla. I know the spiky aesthetic isn't for everyone, but it perfectly captures that futuristic fighter jet vibe. Having a full inner frame at 1:144 scale is a treat, especially when it's this sturdy. I've been reposing the YunQue all day, and nothing has loosened up. It feels just as solid as it did right after assembly. When I build, I'm always thinking about the potential for customization, and this kit is a blank canvas for detail. I'll be doing a follow-up video soon where I'll be adding custom paint, details, panel lining, and all of those water slide decals to really bring it to life, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you soon.